everybody, it's Randy with Carchaeology, and I wanted to pick up with the next chapter of the Mercedes adventure at the Mercedes Classic Center in Long Beach, California, with our 1940 Mercedes 320.
And it is 3 o'clock in the morning, and I am on my way to Long Beach for today's festivities at the Mercedes-Benz Classic Center. So I'm going to put the phone down here, focus on the road, and I'll pick this up when we arrive at the location. Okay, 5 o'clock, and here we are in Long Beach, California. This is right down near the Long Beach Airport, and this building right over here with the giant DC Jets logo on it, that is now the new Mercedes Delivery Center and Classic Center, and that's where the event is going to be taking place today. So I'm going to find a place to park the truck and the trailer away from all the madness here, and then go over there and get started with getting the car out of the space and in where it needs to go.
So I dropped off the Mercedes on Thursday, and this was Saturday morning. They were kind enough to store it there in preparation for the event. And with my early arrival, I came in with one of the employees of the center, and they allowed me to do a wander of the property here, basically all by myself. So this is long before the crowds came in, and it was pure magic. So this area right here, these are some special cars that are on display currently there at the Classic Center. They're vehicles that were used in film. Here's the 450 SL used in Beverly Hills Cop. Here's another SL that was used in whatever film that was. This one here, Hangover, of course. Great Mercedes usage there. The facility itself is fantastic. Now this area right here is actually the workshop. This is where the restoration work and repair is being done, and there's separate compartments or departments for everything. So this 1938 Mercedes in here was, of course, of great interest to me, being as it's the same era as our 1940, and it was in the trim shop. They had just completed the interior in this car. I believe it's a restoration that they did from top to bottom, and it was spectacular. Lots of little projects going on there on the shelves, the rolls of material, all the hand tools, all the goodies. It was a pleasure not only to see this car and see the workshop there, but also to see the quality of work that they are doing there. Not that you would expect anything less from Mercedes-Benz. A lot of the cars that seemed to be within the building were, of course, the higher value cars. This Mercedes 600 here, the 300 SLs, there were quite a few of those there that were being serviced and on display. Full restorations, things like that. All of that happened right here. Really fun to see this. This is absolute state of the art. I don't think I've ever seen a workshop that's as spotlessly clean as this one. There was even this Mercedes Formula One car here, possibly Indy car. I'm not sure what race this was. I'm sure somebody on here will tell me. But in any case, fun to see. Also race car. Here's the finish shop. This is where body and paint and prep work is done. This 300 SL Roadster was fresh from paint, and they were starting to do the color sand and buff and that sort of thing prior to reassembly. Absolutely beautiful craftsmanship and a great color and a spectacular car. Let's see, a modern electric vehicle was there. The metal shop here, they're creating some panels for this badly battered 300 SL, which was getting tons of work done to it. The whole front clip off of the car, and you can see that tubular framework exposed, which is really awesome to see. Inside the showroom, they have some historic Mercedes. There are some replicas of the of the three-wheeler, as well as this carriage-like thing that had one of the first engines from Gottlieb Daimler mounted in it. The very start of the motor car Mercedes was most certainly there. This was another Daimler creation, this really early crazy motorcycle type thing all made out of wood. And they actually fired that thing up and rode it during the show this morning. In any case, the patent wagon here, really fun to see. Such a simple but yet complex contraption. This one was parked just inside the gift shop that is within the facility here. You can buy all sorts of variety of clothing and hats and trinkets and things like that. If you're into Mercedes, it's a must stop. Phenomenal place. And this is open to the public. You can go and check it out. And this just opened. This is the grand opening. There was the certificate of recognition there from the city of Long Beach. They are open for business, and this is the first day. So obviously they're early. The moon is still up. We're ready for cars to start rolling into the facility. Some of the earliest arrivals were these great rally-style early Mercedes. Super fun approach to take a car that's basically a luxury car and make it a bit of a sporting car. This particular car, I believe, has been driven on the Baja California and some other events as well. Remnants from the party the night before were there, including this going Mercedes-shaped confetti that was on the red carpet. We rolled the 320 out of the building, put it in the first spot of the lineup, and then all the other treasures started to roll in, as well as the crowd. So these are some fairly early photos. Fun to see the gullwings lined up. All variety of Mercedes were invited to this, and you can be in this main parking lot here as long as you had a car that was 2000 or prior. And I believe they had about 250 cars registered for this Cars and Coffee event. Probably the most spectacular in my eyes was this Mercedes 600 Landaulet with that open carriage area in the back. What an insanely rare and wildly luxurious car. The woodwork in there, the finish, all of it. I don't know the history of this particular car as to who was the dignitary riding in it, but it was something else. This wicked looking 450 SL coupe, wide body, really badass. Lots of basic stocker sedans and wagons and things like that. Wide variety of stock and custom cars altogether. But I loved this, the detailing underneath the engine compartment of this. There's a turbo on that diesel, which is fun, all polished up and dialed in. This is Belinda. She's one of the local Mercedes nuts. They used her car for the party the night before. She was pulling it out of the building as well. The lineup of 300 SLs, I mean, that's probably the most iconic Mercedes sports car that they ever produced, and they were out in force for this particular event. 300 SL Roadster there in silver, really nice early cabriolet, monstrous looking Unimog here. This thing was extremely impressive, such a beast, and such a comparison to the little SL that's sitting right there. Here's Belinda's wonderful little fintail. Love that car. And on the right here on this side, that was all Mercedes. And then over on the other side, there was an area where you could bring non-Mercedes cars and be a part of the Cars and Coffee event. This badass cocaine inspired wide body Rentec or whatever it is car was really insane. I didn't wander through the non-Mercedes stuff, but you can see some treasures over there, some Porsches and so on and so forth. Anyway, back inside for a couple quick more photos, some more workshop shots of the work that's being done. This particular car was quite spectacular. Look at those seats in there. I've seen smaller seats that are lazy boys than that particular one. The fitted luggage in the back here with matching red leather straps. Absolutely restored to beyond new condition. And what a color combination, what a car. Another 300 SL sitting there. Here's that 1938 230 again. Beautifully done car. Really nice to see that. This is a right-hand drive Mercedes that's real prevalent in the LA area. That guy runs that thing all over the place, slammed down to the ground. Now, this was the fun part. So I obviously bringing the car out there, I wanted to share it with as many people as possible. But these two guys that just showed up in that photo are perhaps the two most knowledgeable about Romich history ever. So on the left is Christian Grunman. He is the curator and part owner of the Romich Museum in Hessisch-Oldendorf, Germany. In the middle is Blue Nelson, a longtime friend of mine that introduced me to the Romich brand. And he and I traveled to Germany in 1995 in search of Romich history, visited the grounds of the factory back in the day. And we went and met up with Christian at a show called Bad Camberg there in Germany. In any case, this was the first opportunity for both of these guys to see this car in person, and it was fantastic. I mean, both of them were totally blown away by it. Saw lots of little details and stuff that definitely prove it to be a Romich-bodied car. Not that we really had any question of that, but it was great to get together with them, as well as to share the car with everybody else that showed up at the Mercedes Classic Center. It was definitely the oldest one that was on display out there as far as general attendee cars, and it was also the most beat up, which was kind of fun. So once the car was loaded on the trailer, I started the drive home, and on the way home I came across this truck that had flipped over on the road that leads near my home. I stopped to check it out, make sure everybody was okay. Once I realized that was the case, I turned around and saw that the sun was setting behind the Mercedes and got these spectacular shots of it. That was a nice little bonus towards the end of the day. As far as the driver of the truck, I assume he was okay. In fact, he wasn't around anywhere. We saw no sign of the driver, no sign of any blood or damage in there. It was a bit of a mystery.
Now that was an incredible day. I hope you enjoyed following along to the Mercedes Classic Center and the first showing of the 1940 Mercedes. I've got to say, I had an absolute blast. It was a very long day. I'm waking up at 3 in the morning, and I think we're right around 6 o'clock right now. But awesome. The people that I spoke to, fantastic information. The response was fantastic, and wow, what a facility. That place is amazing. In any case, I hope you enjoyed the trip. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and follow along with many more adventures to come. I've got Monterey Car Week ahead, and then when I come back from Monterey Car Week, we've got to get the radiator into the Mercedes and get it prepped for the San Marino Concours, which will be the second time that this one's out, and I'll hopefully be able to drive it. So, in any case, thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.